Now the Japanese call these fish raigyo. I think it sounds pretty cool. I think it sounds a lot better than dragon. I'm looking for a dragon. I got a little kid who likes dragon shows. Like, Daddy, can I watch me a dragon show? Like, all right, I'm gonna sing you the dragon song, Daddy. All right, boy. Dragon, dragon, I'm watching. I don't know how that song goes, is what I'm trying to tell you. I ain't listening to it because it's about a dragon, all right? Raigyo, it sounds kind of cool. I think we should change the name. Stop calling these things dragons. Now, I don't watch no little kid show or watch a show about fishing. Raigyo, sounds like a fish to me. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for stopping by. Man, it's a beautiful day. It's one of those days you wish you could go out and fish. And sometimes dreams come true. Here I am today. The wind is low. I was able to find a gas station that had gas. Thanks a lot, gas terrorist. Man, we got enough problems with coronavirus. We need somebody terrorizing our gas tanks. So I'm heading to the eastern shore of Maryland, and it's May. This is not the best time of year to be heading to the eastern shore of Maryland for snakehead fishing. The reason, snakeheads are in full migration mode. They're heading from they're in the main bodies of water, they're heading up into the tributaries, up into headwaters. That's where they're trying to congregate to find spawning locations and mates. And if you don't position yourself in a headwater, you're gonna have a really tough time. I am gonna be doing that, but even with that, they're still most likely gonna be either tightly coupled to cover, or they're not gonna be interested in anything. I mean, as they're going along, you pull them out of the water, put some food in their mouth, they would, no thanks. Unless you're a fella or a lady, I don't want none. That's how they roll this time of year. So I'm heading out with a friend of mine, and we're gonna try to see if we can't get on them. Most likely, my guess is they're gonna be tightly coupled to cover, as I've said. And it's gonna be a hollow body frog and a swim bait. So a Texas rig swim bait, that's generally what you can use effectively when they're tightly coupled to cover. That's not going to stop me from using everything in my arsenal, I can tell you that right now. I will be using a chatterbait, buzzbait, and a spinning bait, but I'm not expecting to get a lot of action with those guys. So whenever we start getting on the action, you're going to be the first to know. Actually, I'm going to be the first to know because this is going to be in the past whenever you watch this, so I have to be fully transparent. All right, so I'll get back with you later, and hopefully roll some fish. Out on the water, first thing I want to try is the buzzbait. I always want to try that first. Unfortunately, right now, the winds are gusting 25 to 30 miles an hour, and I wasn't expecting that. The forecast was from 9 to 15, but that's the way it goes. So it looks like we're going to have to transition from buzzbait to probably hollow body frog up in close. The water is kind of clear right here. And there they go, right over there. That's what happens when you don't cast in the right spot. I have a very light frog. This is a 3/16 ounce. I think it's actually a 1/4 ounce frog. And really, this guy is not made for wind. A little bit of wind will thwart your day. Well, at least I was able to find one snakehead, and that snakehead was coupled to wood. So you definitely want to keep that in your memory banks. There's some bubbling action over here. This is migration time, breeding time. You don't always get them to hit. But if you spend enough time on the water, at some point you will. I can't better position myself. There is some wood over here. And a spooked one. It really sucks that it's this windy. This is not what you want, for sure. There's another snakehead I just spooked. Damn. There's another one right here. So right now I'm pretty exposed out here. The wind is really gusting hard. I'm trying to stand up, trying to sight fish because the water is actually kind of clear, but the wind's blowing so hard I can't stay in position. So I'm trying to move myself further downstream, so hopefully I can get into a more protected position. Well, I moved down the river just a little bit,
And as I'm traveling down the river looking at this spatter dock, I'm looking for little coves inside the spatter dock, and found a couple little coves and positioned my kayak inside the cove to try to be able to stand up and cast, because the wind is blowing so hard. If I stand up, it's just gonna push me around like a kiteboard. So find these little coves, stand up, see if I can sight fish any snakehead, and if I can't, I just try to cast along the edges to see what I can get on. And my buddy up here, he just ended up hooking into a nice little 22-incher. All right, I push my way down stream here just to try to find more protected positions. And anytime I find some spatter dock and inside I find a cove and there's wood, I definitely stop and try to cast on it. Just because earlier I've been seeing myself spooking several snakeheads, and most of them have been obviously tightly coupled to cover, as you've seen, and a lot of them have been coupled to wood. So if I find wood inside a spatter dock field, I'm going to try to cast on it. There's a snakehead right over here by this piece of wood. If I can cast on top of it, that is. It's small, but it's not taking it, so it's telling you it don't want it. Now I'm sight casting this fish over and over again unsuccessfully. It's just a small fish. It's definitely swimming up, taking a look at it, but it is not interested. This time of year, when they're in transition or they're in spawning breeding mode, you're gonna have a really tough time, especially when it's windy. So kind of everything's stacked up against me. Well, you can see that I've been casting the edges, I've been casting in some protected cove areas. I'm just trying everything. I'm pushing myself deep into cover. I've seen some snakeheads in these areas. They can push themselves as far as they can go. And on a day like today, especially when it's windy, they are usually deep in cover. And really, I'm trying to go as far as I can cast. I can't cast all those spots back there. I can't get myself in there. So I'm just trying to see if there are any snakeheads around the peripheries of any of this deep cover. And I've seen a couple, I've sight casted a couple, but it just seems like everybody's super deep. So I'm trying my best to get back deep. This water is 6 inches deep. Man, is it tough to get the kayak in there. Whoa, man. So that was a big snakehead, and it didn't want my frog from before. Here's another one. Well, I'm in the right spot. I'm just not doing the right thing. Oh, there's another one right there. I think I'm going to push myself further back into this muck here and hopefully get on some. Spooking them all. Spooking them all. They're all right here. Just can't get them to hit nothing. Just can't get them to hit when I'm pitching. All right, I guess I'll try to push up a little bit further and try to spook some more fish. Get ready for some spookage. Man, is it easy to get frustrated whenever you're casting everything at them, you're casting on top of them, and they're just not wanting to hit it. Then you move into a location and you start spooking them. Really just got to stay the course and realize if you're out there long enough, at some point in time, you're going to cast on one fish that's going to want to hit you. There it is. There it is. Oh, lost him. Daggone it. Bit off the leg. There he is. Whoops, missed it. There he is. He sees it. It's a small one. There it is. Small one. I spotted, I sight casted that little sucker. Yeah, this wasn't yours, I don't think. No trailer hooks. I used the one that I told you I bent out perfectly. All right, well, my buddy Wayne hooked me up and told me where a fish was hanging out, and I'll be damned if we didn't get one. It's a small one, but action is action. And that'll certainly keep his mouth open long enough to get this frog out. Look at the teeth on that little guy. So here it is, little one. This looks like it's going to be a female. That's my guess is. I'm keeping, so there we go. You can be sure that this is a tiring day of fishing. I'm putting myself in positions where sometimes I'm in less than 3 inches of water, like I am right here. And once you get in that water, you got to get out of there somehow. So I'm stuck on logs and mud and spatter dock. And I'm just basically just trying to struggle myself over top of this stuff and just will myself over it so I can get out in the clear again. But I tell you what, if you want to work out, this is it.
Wild, man. Good call coming down here. I'm impressed. It's almost like you know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, it's what you call luck. All right, guys, wrapping up another day of fishing. It's about 8:30 right now, and got on the water about 2 p.m. Time for me to get off the water and head home. I got a lot of excuses. It was windy, it was spawning season, it was migration, and next excuse, I caught one fish, is what I caught. The buddy I was with, he ended up getting 2 on the day. So overall, not a great day, but I didn't really expect it was going to be great, but I was hoping it would be a little bit better than that. But that's just goes to show that windy days, man, they are tough fishing days. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again on the water.